Hey everybody. I'm joining you live today. It was supposed to be yesterday, but I really wasn't feeling well, so I postponed until today. And we're going to be talking about letting pets into your short-term rental. I started digging into this because one of my clients was asking me, like, should she allow pets? There's a pet attraction in the area. So I didn't know a lot, but I started digging in and I learned some really interesting things. So I wanted to share them with you today. So first off, I um, I surveyed 80 Airbnb owners, and 33% of them said that they do allow pets in their rentals. And this is typically dogs. I think there was one instance of someone traveling with their cat, but it's more rare. And so, yeah, I was actually surprised that 30% let dogs into their rentals. I thought it would be a lot lower. But still, it's only a third of people that let them in. So it is a niche market. So basically, there's pros and cons to letting pets into your space. And the biggest pro is more bookings and more money because only a third of the people are actually letting dogs in. So that's awesome. But then there's obviously a ton of cons to it. Pets can ruin your space, they can ruin your furniture, your beds, your floors. And there was a lot of horror stories that came up in doing this interview. And I can understand why people don't want to have them. But if you are a pet owner and you already you bring your own dogs to your Airbnb or VRBO, short-term rental, then you probably allow other people to do it too. There were some shared spaces where people had dogs that didn't get along with other dogs, so they wouldn't allow it. But yeah, so just to give you like a snapshot into like the pros, one lady said that her bookings went up by 40% after allowing pets. And then another lady said that she earned an extra $10,000 a year when she started allowing pets. So the numbers are definitely there. But the horror stories are definitely there too. There was a story of a dog eating a bed, ruining flooring, eating a couch. There is insurance for this, and Airbnb does cover it. After doing some research, there was questions like, does Airbnb cover pet damage? It seems that they do, for at least from what I read. And I'm wrapping this all up in a blog post where I link to their article about pets. So take a look at that. I don't allow pets in my vacation rental because my husband's really allergic, and also some other people that I travel with are really allergic, like go to the hospital allergic. So we have an allergen-free home, and this is basically the only way that you can disallow service animals in your rental. Service animals are kind of a loophole, and people don't even have to tell you that they're bringing their service animals into your Airbnb, which I didn't know, but I just found out through doing this research. Most of them are courteous and will tell you, but unless you state that you have an allergen-free home because of like health reasons, then they are allowed to bring in, their service animals, and that can be a lot of different kinds of animals, typically dogs, but could be cats and whatever. And we all know that some people have really terrible allergies to dogs and cats, and they won't stay in your place if they know that there's been pets there, just because they simply can't. So that's a big downside. So if you are in the camp of like, no, I don't allow pets, I want an allergen-free home, make sure you state that and that it's because of health reasons. Otherwise, like I said, people with service animals, they don't even have to tell you that they're bringing their pets in, which I found very shocking, honestly. But yeah. That's a thing. So I linked to that article in the blog post that I'm wrapping this up in, so you can take a deeper look, because it's just something I didn't know and was kind of shocked. But if you do allow pets, which obviously is good for revenue, and some people just love pets and they want to accommodate people traveling with their pets, which a lot of people think are, members of their family. I have some tips for you that I've collected from these 80 people that I have surveyed from one of my groups on Facebook. So let's see. First off, set some clear rules for pets. I would do this even if you don't allow pets, because sometimes people will ask you and you'll make an exception. Or like I said, some people will bring in service animals. And if you don't have clear rules, then you know, some people are not very responsible, and then it can turn into the wild, wild west. So basically, I asked these 80 people that have short-term rentals that allow dogs, like what were their rules that they had. And one big question that I've been getting a lot is like, how much do you charge for dogs? And it ranges from nothing to like $125 per pet per night and everywhere in between. So this is almost like a cleaning fee in the sense that you kind of have to look at what your market is bringing for this. So I would search other, there's a filter that you can choose that like is for allowing pets, and see what people are charging in your area and do something comparable. Because if you're like way above the grade, it's not going to be good for your bookings. And if you're way below, you know, it might not cover all your expenses and your cleaning and extra cleaning and stuff like that. So yeah, like I said, sometimes people are charging per night, people are charging per stay, anywhere from nothing, 25, 50, 100, 125 was the highest that I heard. I would also maybe look at like what kennels are costing in that area to like board a dog for a night, and maybe that's a comparable price that you could look at. Yeah, so I would definitely charge. I mean, dogs can damage your place, and one person said that it's almost like you're collecting insurance. So you know, if 10 dogs don't damage something but the 11th dog does, and you've been, you know, collecting $50 per night per dog, then you can use that money to fix whatever's going on. But also you can claim it through Airbnb. And at least through Airbnb, I'm not sure of the other platforms how their insurance works, but they have $1 million insurance plan, and I know VRBO does too. So they will cover damage, but it is a pain, especially if you're flipping your house over quickly, and you have to like fix something or find, you know, whatever it is. Like if they ruined a bed and you had to get a new bed really quickly, that would be kind of a hassle. So yeah, you kind of have to plan for some worst case scenarios there and hope for the best. Okay, so some of the rules, obviously, you have to clean up after your dog, and people leave like those little dog collection bags on their lawn, and you can also leave like a pooper scooper so people can clean up easier after their pets. And let's see, so also take a pet deposit. I already told you that. And then like make sure the dogs are vaccinated and treated for fleas. You can just put this in your rule. You can't enforce it, especially with service animals. Like it says in the rules that like it's not, you can't actually check or enforce it, but you could write it down, and then people that are respectable or that are respecting your space hopefully will help with this. A lot of people have a crate there so that you can crate your dog at night so that they're not roaming free and chewing up your house. A lot of people travel with crates, but I would just check with each guest, and then you could have one there just in case they don't have it. It will keep your stuff safe. And then you could have a rule that they're not allowed to leave the dogs in the house without you or without them there. And if they do, to crate the dog. But hopefully they are not leaving them there, but you never know because some people are just not very respectful. You can have people bring their own food bowls, or you can have like dog food bowls available so they're not using your kitchen dishes for dog food because it's kind of disgusting. Let's see. And one person said that like they require the dog's nails to be clipped so that they're not scratching up the hardwood floor. I thought that was interesting. And no dogs on furniture or beds. You can put a weight limit and only allow small or medium dogs, or only allow small dogs. And yeah, that was pretty much the list. But do what's right for your space, and obviously you don't want to put 20 items in place, but maybe like 5 of these would be right for your space if it's like a size limit or whatever. And if you have a really small space and it's really just not good for dogs, I would write that in your listing. Like, we don't allow it, and this is why. It's not good for the dogs, it's not good for people. People have allergies or whatever. Also, if you are going to allow dogs, like I mentioned, like having dog dishes there, a crate, possibly a dog bed, doggy bags, towels and brushes to clean paws. One lady had, they were kind of in a space where there was a lot of hiking and mud around them. So I thought that was really good. Having lint rollers, and then like a tie out for the dogs, like outside. It's kind of like a thing that screws into the ground, and then you can like attach their leashes. And also leashes, because maybe people are from places where there aren't leash laws. So like having leashes available is good too. I mean, it's just like when people travel with their babies, sometimes they forget stuff. So probably the same with pet owners. So if you're going to make it like a real pet friendly place, then you can like offer more and more stuff. And also like one thing that is really cool too, is if like you're really going for the pet thing and you offer like a welcome basket, you could do a dog friendly one where it has like dog biscuits in it or like that kind of thing. Maybe like there's like local dog bakeries that make bakery stuff. So you could do that. And then like one person did like a list of dog friendly businesses and dog parks and stuff like that. So I thought that was really cool and kind of going above and beyond. Definitely not expected. But like I said, one of my clients has a place where it's near this like dog museum. It's really cool and it's pretty famous. So a lot of people are bringing their dogs and like want to go to this attraction. So kind of making it like a fun thing could be really good for marketing, and you could kind of glam onto that and do some like extra stuff. So I thought that was really cool. Does anyone have questions? All right, I'm just looking here. Hold on. All right. I'm not seeing any questions. So I also wanted to let you guys know my short-term rental class is underway. It's going to be launching in the beginning of August. And so look out for that. And then I'm going to move this live on Facebook into my short-term rental lab group. So I will, I'll add you guys to that group and then like look for this in there because this is kind of a niche part of my audience. So I'm going to move it on to its own channel. All right, great. Guys, have a great Sunday and I'll talk to y'all later. Okay, bye.